Hi and welcome to Alistair Ben Photography. This is the second part of the Spain video diary. For the last few days we have been in an area to the west of Avilés in Asturias to go into some of the really famous beaches that are here, like Playa de Silencio and Playa de Guerrua and Portezuelo. But I've been working with a wide-angled lens a lot of the time, and I've been shooting with a 12mm prime. And what I want to do in this video is not so much focus on the locations, but focus on what we can do with wide-angled lenses, because it's really a case of finding great foregrounds. So let's examine some of that, and in the video we will be able to look at the foregrounds and the techniques and the processing. So let's go. So good morning, and what a very nice morning it is too. We're now at a place called Faro Video, which is west of where we are staying, and we've had the perfect conditions again. We've had a situation where we've had a big bank of cloud with space underneath it, which is giving us the kind of underlighting and the whole kind of warm lights and stuff like that. Now, I've been suggesting to the clients to shoot really super wide. A few of them have 12mm lenses and others with 16-35s, and it's a case of really redefining what a foreground is. And the thing with really wide-angled lenses is that you really need to stick something underneath the camera lens that's so close. I mean, 6 to 10 centimeters away from the front of the camera, in which case you're filling the foreground with something really tiny. So you know, maybe something that's only 10, 15, 20 centimeters across becomes your whole foreground. I see an awful lot of people using wide-angled lenses where they're standing up with their tripods at full height, and everything just gets really tiny and diminished, and I feel that that's the less effective way of doing things. So it's getting a bit windy here for voiceovers, but in fact it's been incredibly windy this morning, so I'll move this over into an image and we'll voice over from that. See you later, bye. So I found this really cool little foreground, and with the 12mm prime this is really amazing. So work in this scene. Hi again. So here I am in Lightroom with one of the frames I took using that foreground that we just had a quick look at there. Now, as you can see from the original video recording, this is a really tiny area right in front of the camera, but it's made to look really significant. And the way the foreground crack here angles up through and takes us into the cliff edge, the position of the camera here is really quite deliberate, where this area of foreground joins with this area of background and creates this kind of nice angle. So the thing seems to make some sense to me. So I'm just going to quickly work this. Again, just to give you an example of the type of thing we can do really quickly. There's no point in doing lens corrections on this camera because the lens I was using, the Laowa 12mm, doesn't actually have a profile, so checking that doesn't actually do anything. Again, I'm just going to check the horizon line here to make sure that that is reasonably straight, even though I level in camera, and that one was pretty good. Other than that, there's no major problems with this image at all in terms of you know, anything sort of correcting that needs done. I'm just going to brighten the foreground somewhat though, just to give it a little bit more presence, and I'm going to use the second gradient to pull up here and introduce a little bit of clarity into the foreground. You will see this again and again in my processing, which is to add presence and clarity to foregrounds to make them feel closer. And by darkening the blacks, I'm also creating some depth here. You will see there's a slight darkening to the top of the horizon here. This is because I'm using a graduated neutral density filter, so I will replicate the graduated neutral density filter that I used and just increase the blacks slightly until they just open up a fraction. And that's the easiest way to get rid of that kind of unnatural darkening that you can get sometimes. I'm going to use something that we don't see used very often, which is to use the camera calibration. And what this is doing is it's actually increasing the blue component of the RGB color space. And any color that has blue in it will get it's saturation boosted, so it's been really good at opening up those warm tones. And I'm just going to come into my saturation now and just pull back the blues, because they tend to get a little blue sometimes, because there's blue in there, so the blue is getting saturated. And that's looking fine to me, and I am going to hold down the shift key and pull out, and that's creating a perfect circle as opposed to an ellipse, which is what you would get if you just tried to draw one randomly. And I'm going to take a little bit off the exposure and a little bit off the blacks, and that's just going to darken those corners nicely. And you will notice I haven't done a single global exposure yet, or basic adjustment in the panel there. Everything's been used using brushes, or well, in this case it was mostly using linear, whatever they're called, graduated filters. But I will just darken this image a fraction and increase my whites, which is going to help to just create some luminosity. And I'm going to dial the vibrance back just a tiny fraction as well. Just a couple of points, just to take some of that really crazy heat off it. Now, having a look at this now, I'm just going to come in with a brush, and I am just going to come in and add a little bit more general luminosity in this area, because I think it's a very important area. Making the brush smaller. I just think that's such a lovely little angle there. And add some more clarity to it. The more clarity you add to specific areas, the more they're going to feel close. There's something in here, it's probably a little bit of bird poo, something like that. It's not ideal to use the clone stamp or the spot removal tool in Lightroom, but it's such a small area, it's hardly worth taking to Photoshop to fix. So there we go. I mean, that's the image as it stands. I will show that in the video. So when you're shooting with a 12mm lens, you've really got to redefine what a foreground is. And in this particular case, those lichens are about 12 centimeters or so from the front of the lens. And you can really get right on top of these things. And with 12mm lenses, the depth of field is incredible. So for super wide shooting, they are absolutely phenomenal. So the next thing I want to discuss here is just how important the position of your camera really is. So in this particular image if I look at this one on the left, you can see that this little point of rock here, the way it's overlapping with the background rocks there, it's creating a kind of block that's really, to me, I didn't find very harmonious at all. So if you see the image on the right here, this was after I'd repositioned the camera slightly, and I just find this just a little bit more open and harmonious, and it's that simple. Sometimes it's just these little attention to detail moments just allow you to create compositions that are just a little bit more open and balanced, and I think the one on the right, even though it's unworked, is the one that I would definitely choose to work. So that's just a very brief little point that I'd like to add, that with these wide-angled lenses, just repositioning things by a tiny amount can very much change the dynamic of the image. So I hope you found this short little video tutorial on wide-angle lenses on the north coast of Spain to be helpful. And if you have, then I would be delighted if you would subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up. And please check out the links below to available light images or my portfolio if you're interested. And I've also put a link in there for the Laowa 12mm lens. So yep, I will get some processing videos to you by the middle of the week, and then you can subscribe and get the next installment of the Spain video channel or the video diary next weekend. So have a great time everyone, and happy shooting. Bye.